What's going on, everybody? It's Jamie Link here, and today we're talking about the TriLens from Frii Designs. So this is one of those devices that I saw in an Instagram ad while I was down in Arizona shooting a conference. For those of you guys who shoot corporate events or any kind of events, you guys know that like it can be pretty tiring. You know, these events are often 12 to 15 hour days, and you're running in back and forth in these huge conference centers. You know, Javits Center and McCormick Place, they're all really, really massive. So it's not uncommon to walk like 5 to 10 miles a day. And so for me, I like shooting primes. And so for forever, I'm always having to choose between, okay, do I want to carry this big bag around of lenses, or would I rather save my back and just bring zoom lenses? And the quality of prime lenses for me is worth it. So when I came across this device, I was like, hey, I got to try this out. For the most part, it's a great device. You know, it needs to be lubricated, which I guess that's maintenance on my part, but if there's some kind of lubrication you guys would recommend, that would be awesome to know. That won't get all over like dress clothes and stuff. The other thing, the one problem I did have is there's a little pin that keeps this thing from falling off your when it's attached. They do this nice little thing so you can separate these two, and this is the belt clip. And what's nice is like if you have like a break and you want to like, you know, go get coffee, or you're not going to be shooting for like a little bit, you can take your heavy lenses off and put them on like a table and go eat lunch or whatever. You have to keep this with you. Well, the bad thing about that is that they chose to use kind of a cheap ring on this pin. And I was actually shooting a corporate executive in a location, and I went to go pull this, and however it collapsed, and then the pin, there's a little spring in there, and the pin went shooting out, and the spring went all over the place, and I had to spend 20 minutes looking for this thing and trying to put this back together. So using a thicker ring would be like very beneficial, because having this come apart in the middle of a shoot is like, no, I don't want this to happen. So that's really the only problem that I've had with this thing. One of the functional issues I have is that every single like event photographer that I know that is a professional uses multiple cameras. And so, you know, I'm always using two cameras. I've got a 1DX Mark II, I've got a 5D Mark IV, I've got a 5DSR that I use sometimes. So the problem with this is when it's attached to your belt, if you have a camera on the same side of it and it's swinging back and forth, you can imagine how, you know, a 10-pound camera swinging into like, you know, $5,000 worth of lenses isn't a good situation. The way I get around it is I clip this on my belt on my hip, and then I put this kind of in the front, and then I tuck my camera back here when I'm not using it. So this kind of keeps my camera tucked in and protects my lenses from the camera swinging back and forth and knocking into it. That's the way I get around it. Maybe you guys can come up with some kind of system that like, hey, this comes over here or something that tucks the camera so that it won't go swinging back and forth. I don't know how you would do that. I'm not a designer, but that is a problem that I have, that I'm sure other people have as well while using this thing. Other than that, it's been a great device. Oh, one other thing is they send you magnets that are supposed to clip into like the lens caps. And they're supposed to like magnetize to this thing so you don't lose the lens caps. It doesn't work. I'm running around, the magnets, the lens caps get bumped, you know, they go flying. I don't know if you need stronger magnets, or if you just, hey, don't advertise the system. But for me, I've lost a bunch of lens caps doing it that way. So now I just don't even use lens caps anymore. I bring, you know, I have these mounted here when I'm always switching them back and forth. So yeah, that system's a little wonky. Other than that, this is a great piece of equipment. I use it all the time. I highly recommend it to any event photographer or commercial photographer or any photographer that's on the go that wants to take a bunch of prime lenses with them, that doesn't want to carry a big heavy bag around. It's a great device. I highly recommend it. Go check it out. There's a link in the description. That's it for me. Have a great day. Be creative. Talk to you soon. Check you next time. Peace out.